The city of Las Vegas, the glittering jewel of the Mojave Desert. It's the entertainment capital of the world. Nightlife, casinos, shopping, fine dining, they're available 24 hours a day. But tonight, those are mere distractions. The real action will be inside the Orleans Arena, where teams from around the world will take the ice at the 3-6-1 World Men's Curling Championship. Our feature match tonight is Session 5. It's Team Canada versus Team Switzerland on Sheet B. My name is Ann Swisshelm, and I am joined tonight by two-time world medalist Alison Kreviatsik.
Hello, hello.
This is going to be an exciting place tonight, a key matchup. Both these teams had the entire day off to enjoy the city of Las Vegas, and they will hit the ice tonight.
And here we go. Let's meet the teams. For Team Canada, at lead, Jeff Walker. At second, we have Brett Gallant. In third, we've got Mark Nichols. And the skip of Team Canada is Brad Gushue.
And for Team Switzerland, Simon Gemple at lead, Raphael Merki at second. Enrico Pfister, he's the third. And his brother, Mark Pfister, skip. Our standings coming into the event: Korea, Norway, Sweden, and Scotland atop this standings with no losses. Canada, China, Russia, all at 1-1, looking to get their second win. Switzerland, as you can see, down towards the bottom. They've played 2. They have yet to hit the win column. It'll be a tough matchup for them tonight against Team Canada. And around the rink, we've got Scotland and Sweden. One of those teams will get their first loss. On Sheet C, Italy taking on Russia. Sheet D, China playing Germany. Our key sheet, we're going to focus on B. So this is an absolutely fantastic venue at the Orleans Arena. They have hosted several international competitions, 3 Continental Cups. This is their first World Championship. This is the reigning world champions, Brad Gushue and company from Team Canada. And they'll be facing a pretty experienced international squad from Team Switzerland. What do you make of this matchup, Alison?
Well, you know what? I think Switzerland they're going to be hungry for a win here. 0-2 is definitely not your ideal start to a world championship, so they're going to be giving them all they possibly have in this game. So Brad, of course, they're coming off of a loss from yesterday, so going to want a little bit of redemption as well. So I think it's going to be a fantastic match.
Yeah, it's definitely one that Switzerland is hungry for. I think that's a great way to look at it. They look really focused. They did have a little bit of trouble managing the last stone draw prior to the game. So that is at the completion of the 9-minute practice. Each of these teams, 2 players from the team throw a draw to the center of the rings. And the team with the cumulative closest to the center of the house gets that last stone advantage. And Canada had an extraordinary practice, the first practice, and they had 16.9 inches, or is that centimeters?
Centimeters.
It's centimeters. Closest, I mean, that's right on top of the pin for both players. They'll have the last stone to open this game.
It's definitely a great feeling when you start off, put 2 of your LSDs straight on the pin.
Yeah, and Switzerland, they'll be throwing the yellow stones tonight. Canada will throw the red stones.
Please.
And Simon Gempler, he is going to get us underway.
Vorne 4. Länge ist gut. Vorne 4, T-Line. Vorne 4. Ganz 4, Linie gut.
So tactically, what are some of the options that Switzerland might bring here in this?
Letztendlich nur Länge aus, durch mich.
Well, I mean, coming, as we can see here, so they're going straight into the rings. It's going to be, you know, if you're Switzerland, maybe a little bit cautious. You're playing against the world reigning champions here, so perhaps you have the option of throwing up a guard and, you know, going full on straight from the beginning, but it looks like they're going to take a little bit of a cautious approach to the start of the game here.
Yeah, whereas Team Canada's Jeff Walker, they're gonna go for it right away. It looks like by putting up a corner guard.
Okay, it's good.
Yeah.
Darf ein bisschen übergürteln.
So Gempler, after he put the first rock in the rings, gonna look to just cover it up, maybe take advantage of the free guard zone.
Need to make sure that you're burying the piece that's not showing next to the corner, and they will do just that.
They're half in the fourth.
Yeah, now, why would you want to leave that side? Why wouldn't you want to leave the side near the corner open?
Yeah, so basically, I mean, right off from the beginning, teams, again, you're not going to want to go too aggressive, but if you leave that little piece open, it does give them the ability to throw the hit and roll behind the corner that they just threw. So by leaving it the other piece, the other side open, it doesn't give them that the cover.
Right. And now Canada actually chose to freeze down in here.
I get a 72. Oh, okay.
This might be kind of a cautiously aggressive shot call, leaving the corner guard out there and freezing down in there. And Rafael Merki gets his first stone away.
Bis free. Ja, spitz drauf. Achtung, spitz drauf. Zet net hoe lang uit. Ja, bis kürzer. Zet net hoe lang uit. 23. En dan centraal, niet in. Rico. Ja, ja.
Rafael's first World Championship as well.
Spitz drauf. Goed, goed.
Brett Gallant, second for Team Canada.
Clean. Good throw, Brett.
Well, here's the rules of play. These guys are out here for a 6 ends minimum. Traditional is 10 for a full game. They each get 38 minutes of thinking time. And they're allowed to stop that clock once for one 60-second timeout and an interaction with their coach or a member from their bench. So the timing for the game is 38 minutes, and they call it think time, thinking time.
A little bit different from playing time, which was used before. So it doesn't penalize you from throwing a little bit more of an aggressive game. So basically, your time starts when your opponent clears off to the side of the house, I believe to the hog line. And your time stops as soon as your delivered stone passes the tee line.
Yeah, and that tee line is the line that bisects the center of the house, going from left to right. So right there, Canada's time clock would stop.
just looking for a little control weight hit around this guard. Juggle things around. Does leave a double on the side.
Yeah, and clearly unhappy with that one. Seemed like maybe it was a little down weight from what they needed.
Yeah, I didn't quite hear what the weight call was on that one, but sounded almost as if the line kind of jumped on them a little bit because it was an all-off to an all-on type of situation.
Yeah, so Enrico Pfister, an opportunity to set Switzerland up for some control here. And there it is. Well played. Switzerland sitting 1, 2, and 3.
None in behind their center guard, but nonetheless.
They still have the center guard, right?
Yes,
so,
exactly.
And
I won't whip it.
and Mark Nichols gonna play the big hit and roll. Maybe it's a double. Cross the house for his first shot.
Oh, right off. Right off. Curl. Okay, good.
No problem. So you're seeing some of the absolutely beautiful vision of Brad Gushu. He is a world champion. He's an Olympic gold medalist. So is this man. And
came up a little at the end.
playing across the house, double, and sit underneath, tucked underneath your corner guard a little bit. Pretty good start for Mark Nichols.
He's definitely the one you want to throw those types of shots.
And now Enrico's gonna try and activate that center guard.
Yeah, well, they're already lying one in the back there, so don't really have much use in going after their redstone that he just doubled with. So take advantage of that center guard and really try and get a good one in around it. Does bury a piece, but will leave about half or so exposed.
When it gets here, similar to Brett's.
But exactly like Brad just said, so they did throw this path exactly a couple shots ago. So
yeah, that's the one that jumped on them, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, go board. Weight's good. Good board right now. Should be good weight. Off, Jeff. Weight's good. Right off. Good board. No, it needs a curl. It's just going to be heavy high. Whoa, no, it needs a curl. Whoa. Close. Yep. Whoa. Yep. Whoa.
And just a lovely little touch weight. Tap back after he throws the big crosshouse double.
Beautiful weight control.
Ja. 3/4 treffen ist gut. 3/4 muss das alles haben wegen dem. Hast du fast wieder Doppel gemacht? Ja. Ich kann den Doppel spielen.
So here's hoping Mark Pfister and company had gone to school on a couple of those hits thrown by Canada in this spot. A little bit out here, so he just wants to hit half that stone and roll under cover.
3/4.
That is not very much ice.
Yeah, if this runs at all straight and he picks his own off the back, it's really disaster. And
Absolutely.
It's potentially an easy score, so.
Playing it cautious.
Trying to take the ice out of the equation by throwing up weight. Maybe he's going for the double. That's a pretty big roll. I think the double is available for Brad.
Throw it nice and hard. And yeah. Try to hit 3/4 or 2/3. 2/3.
Even if we roll it on there.
Yeah. Just get over in the area.
Should run pretty nice.
So not looking for the double
I
on
can't
this
see
one,
this
just
doing a
looking
lot.
for the hit and roll
This fresh pebble here?
I think it's going to be pretty
towards that other
Yeah, I think
yellow
it should
in the
be.
back
That
of the
was my first
house.
Seems like it's a little slant.
I think that's max.
Jeff threw his
Little
draw.
less.
Jeff threw his draw here, right? Kind of in tighter. And they threw another draw on top of that.
Yeah, not in this path.
We were a little bit wider.
This will be the first rock down this path.
I like that ice with nice hard peel.
Yeah.
Firm
Yeah.
peel.
Okay.
Such great communication in the hack.
Yeah, just incredible. Exactly how many rocks have gone down the path. Brad Gushu knows.
Whoa. Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Yeah.
He decides where he puts the broom down, how hard he's going to throw the rock.
Come on, you gotta go, gotta go, gotta go, gotta go.
There you have it.
Good.
And Canada sits 1 and 2 after that little hit, roll, and Mark Nichols pounds that over there. And
Just like that, the tables a turn.
all of a sudden, it's
Not much left in the
looking
tank
like a
after that.
pretty simple score of 2 for this Team Canada to open the game.
So the soft shot spelen.
It's amazing how some things can, one shot, 1 or 2 shots can just completely turn it around. And in this case, a few nice doubles.
Yeah. It's, and you've got to go back to the vision on Mark Nichols' first shot. That off the center line, cross house double to sit underneath the corner guard, setting Canada up.
Whoa, whoa.
And,
Get Use. Use. Whoa. Yep. 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 Yep.
so this is where it snapped on Canada right in the end. Got a little bit of extra curl.
Well, talking about fresh paths, here we've got a comparison between their 2 skips.
Get Use. Use.
Come on, you gotta go, gotta go, gotta go, gotta go.
You know what's the same across the board for all these skips is the intensity with which they watch their shots go down the ice.
Yeah.
The execution might not be the exact same, but the focus is extraordinary from these athletes. So now we'll get a look at Brad's pretty measured delivery.
Be a little late. Just heavy board right now.
Yep.
Clean.
Go there.
Hard.
Whoa. Yep. Yep.
Gonna be bored.
Yes. Hard. Hard. Right to it. Right to it, guys. Hard. Right to it. Right to it. Right to it.
And hard sweeping Walker and Gallant. No trouble holding the line on that takeout.
Good end.
Brad Gushu and company from Canada. They open up the score. It's 2-0. Canada over Switzerland after 1.
Between board and normal, what you threw.
Switzerland has the hammer in 2.
I didn't throw it as hard as I wanted, but
And then it was still,
ended up being
still good board.
It was board at the end. Okay.
Board down.
Okay. Good end, guys.
Good end.
Yeah. So he stood up talking to you guys for like 25 seconds.
This is Fred. Top 4.
And-
Oh, sorry.
No, go right ahead. Great minds think
Yeah, I
alike.
know.
Yeah, so the opening stone of this second end,
I like it. I think you're there. And wait if you can.
lead Jeff Walker puts that clockwise rotating rock into play.
Line's good. Plenty of line.
Full 4, I think.
Line's good. I think it's sliding real good.
Waits there, waits there. Great shot, Jeff.
Good one.
And they'll have known that path quite well. That's the same path as they would have taken for their draw to the button.
Yeah, and it's amazing just what quality stones they put into play. The last time they threw there, they were first practice. That was nearly 50 minutes ago, and that team knows exactly how to manage it.
Practice makes perfect.
Yeah, and speaking of perfect, that's a pretty perfect corner guard for Team Switzerland.
Line's the same.
Looks pretty good.
I liked it. Just same line.
It's good. We're there.
Same line. It's clean. Stay down on it.
Just looking for a tight guard on this one.
Red's in if you gotta go.
Right to your broom.
Lines,
Red's in if
lines
you
out
need
a
to-
little bit. Maybe sweep it in
Yep, yep, yep.
as much as they can to try and get that curl, and he does.
Yeah, look at that patience, waiting, throwing the right weight, throwing it to the break in the ice, and letting your sweepers put it perfect for you.
Perfect rock management, sweeping management.
Linie is een klein eind. Vooraf. Vooraf.
Vooraf. Is goed.
Linie. Voor de 12, vooraf. Ja, ja. Voor de 12. Het is 3.
Dat is 3.
Maximal. Nummer 3. Freeze, freeze, freeze.
And this one coming up quite a bit shorter.
Nog na. Kom niet. Oké. Recht.
Veel mee, Sky.
Ja, nee, waarschijnlijk.
Ja, maar bijna. Aan mij terug.
Bit of a
Guard.
slower path, perhaps, if they took maybe a little bit tighter, a little bit wider of maybe their draw to the button line. Just
Yeah.
runs a little differently. Seem to have tricked them quite a bit.
Can't hurt it, Jeff.
Line's good. Room length over.
Line's good.
Over and off. Over and off.
Line's good.
Over and
Stay
off.
close. Yours really
Over curling.
Over and off. Over and off. Line's okay. Line's okay. Good shot.
Nice weight.
So now there is a mess of rocks in front of the rings, and
Nice weight.
Switzerland's going to try and take care of some of the rocks closest to the house.
Twee rit toe. Snel. 8. 8.
They might even bounce off the corner guard and into the rings, but
7,5.
if Rafael does that, he'll remove their corner guard. It's so nicely thrown, and this one's running on them.
Yeah, just a little bit too thin, so it kind of stuck right into the other one. Take
Yeah.
a peek here.
Yeah, now we get a look at the bench. That's Jules Ochar, longtime coach for Kevin Martin. He's been working with Brad and his team for several
Throw
seasons.
what you threw on the draw the button or a little more?
I think that's good.
Okay. Okay.
Weight only, guys.
Weight's good.
Top 12. Weight's
Line's
good.
good. Line's good. It's not wide, Mark. Line's good.
Yep. Weight's good. Line's good. Line's good.
Easy.
We're biting 8. We're
Whoa.
okay. Whoa. Looks like too much. Biting 8.
Clean.
It's not too
Just
much.
about 12. Just half
Clean.
the rings is
Curl
good.
line.
Just past that.
Right here.
Real good. Nice shot.
They're not messing around tonight. They're putting rocks exactly where they want to. And now Robert Hurliman,
Danny. Hou, is net slecht.
he's the coach for Team Switzerland.
Niet mee. Ik geloof het is fucking off.
Hij is elkaar 20 maat.
Tiny. Het is al,
Yeah, just absolutely perfect rock placement. Kind of cutting off so that now their rocks that they're looking to slash in right now, they can't slash to the one that's shot stone cut that off.
Wow, 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 Kempi. Okay, like wow. Good smoke, Trillo. Trillo.
Again, they hit a little on the wide side. If they had curled up a little bit more, they could have pushed their own stone deeper into the
I don't
rings.
mind you throwing it a little extra.
I agree.
But they're making some inroads here, Switzerland is.
Yeah. Canada's, they're not giving them much right now. They're one small mistake here, and Canada right now is just pouncing on it. So
Still a little heavy.
can't even afford that one little mistake here and there right now.
Yeah.
Okay, you're good, you're good.
Ga slank touwen vast je Tani. Tata naar hoog. Touwen zo. Tata naar hoog. We gaan je selfie.
Dan moet
Sta naar hoog.
wit weg. Zeer snel geleden.
Great opportunity for Switzerland to make a hit and roll in behind their corner guards.
Yeah, because now the center guard is really, really long. So Enrico has a chance to throw about board weight, hit a quarter to a half of the stone.
Oh my.
Yeah, that is opportunity missed.
Whatever you like.
Just if you're short, this way's better.
Yeah. Well, I think it's going to curl there anyway. Speed on this side, Jeff.
Now Canada is going to really capitalize on this and get another center guard in place, but throw this one quite a bit closer to the house.
Yeah, I think they'd be happy to even be on the ring.
Absolutely.
Tommy! Whoa!
Well then.
Line's good!
Go around.
Line's good! Boom!
Full 12.
Whoa!
Biting it. Full
Whoa,
12.
just a blighter would be ideal, guys. I think we're on close to frozen. Brett's in! Go ahead, Brett. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yes.
Hard, hard,
Yes.
hard, hard, hard.
Yes.
Hard, cross. Go. Keep going. One more.
So Brett's in. So Brett's in. So that's when the switching of the sweeper happens. So you'll see that a lot. What are they doing there, Allison?
So basically what they're trying to do is, well, don't want to use the word carve, but sort of doing that. So they're utilizing the sweeper to really sweep in the direction that you want the rock to be going in. So by having Brett sweep there, trying to get that extra curl at the end, try and bury a little bit more.
Okay, and looks like they did it pretty perfectly.
Das ist eine riesige Distanz da.
As we take a look over at Sheet D, China and Germany. China sitting one, absolutely buried on top of the forefoot, leaving a draw for German skip Alexander Baumann. He needs a little bit into the forefoot.
Linie ist perfekt. Linie ist gut. Muss genau die Line sein. Muss genau die Line sein. Länge ist gut. Genau die Line ist perfekt.
So this is all about the sweeping, all about landing it right onto the forefoot.
Might be better to do it on the outside.
Perfectly played by Team Germany. Alexander Baumann, he's happy with that. Germany, 1, China, nothing. They head into the third. And on our feature sheet while we were away, there was an extraordinarily long run back. Here it is, almost getting 3 stones moving.
Oh.
Oh, that is so difficult. The margin of error on a stone that is that far away.
incredible.
What are you looking at for speed?
I think it's just a foot or two quicker.
Sadly for Switzerland, the situation hasn't changed significantly. And Team Canada going to look to replace that rock that was in the top of the 12-foot.
A little heavy.
Not bad. I'd say line's a little tight.
Just bite
Line's a little tight. Yep.
Yeah, so they'll want to put it in around the same place as they had before, and
Line's pretty good. Yep. Go line.
top 12 position.
Yep. Looks light too, guys.
Just short now.
Whoa. Get a biter. Get a biter.
It's not.
That's about as big a miss as you're going to get out of Team Canada tonight, right there.
No.
Oder wir spielen da. Ist das besser?
Du hast ein klein von dem.
Gaat het lekker, hè?
Huh?
My turn might just run a little straighter.
And that's a spot where the Swiss lead came up really short as well.
Yep. I was just thinking that. Bit of a line there, perhaps.
Yeah, maybe a hair slower. Curls maybe a little bit earlier on that side of the sheet. Takes the weight off.
Brett was just saying too, maybe mine are running a bit straighter. Perhaps a little bit of a difference in the stones as well.
Yeah, it could be the stones. It could be the thrower, right?
That's where you start to try and make your your best guess. Try and make as close of a deduction as possible.
What's up? It's up. It's up.
And Mark Pfister thinking his best way in is a hit and roll.
Okay.
Fortunately, just catches the outside of that, leaving basically the same shot for Team Canada now. So big opportunity for them to make that hit and roll and put a ton of pressure on Switzerland on a draw on their last one.
Yeah,
Play it firm, see if we can roll right on the pin.
Mark Pfister is going to be up against it
Like that would just peel? Yeah, just there.
Okay.
if Canada makes this roll, because they will be, they could sit in a perfect world on top of the button. And Switzerland might not have a way in, but Brad's going to have a little more production on this second stone, his last of the second end.
Yep, whoa, yep, whoa, 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 roll it, hard, hard.
What a beautiful roll.
And there it is. He's pretty perfect.
You can't get any better than that.
Shot, Brad.
Thanks.
Now, if you're Switzerland,
I mean, really, your only way in is
Ist der einzige zum Shot werden.
it's challenging.
Oder einfach hier leggen.
I would, yeah, I would say the draw.
Hier, als shot is dat zal zeker niet werden. Dan ga je ook hier best.
At this point, it looks like you're giving up a steal of one, but cut your losses.
Wenn sie fast streifen, oder?
Yeah.
Unfortunately for them.
The math is really bad, though. Down 3 to Canada in the best case scenario. Oh, it's tough. You wonder if there's any little finish to the rock, if you can nudge it off the pin. This is just a super tough draw facing Mark Pfister.
70. Ja, ganze 4 Fuß, hè?
Oh, your first draw of the game, too.
Ist der Anschlagslänge?
Ja.
Sie haben 65 gehabt.
70, so dort rum finde ich gut.
Ja, 65, 70.
65, 70.
Gut, 70.
Just outside of their draw to the button as well, so perhaps a little bit fresher. The last stone here in the second end. Looking for the incredibly tough draw. Try and nudge that Canada stone. Not a lick to it so far, though. This looks a little hot.
Had a heavy clean right away.
Yeah.
And is it going to stay for second? No, it's not. And it will be a big steal of 2 points for Canada. They will take the lead 4-0 over Switzerland after 2 ends of play.
I did 12-8. I didn't think I'd have to sweep it.
I thought it was going to be that call.
Hey, Oscar, is TV Sverige coming? They're going to be here for the finals? For the gold medal? Come on.
And welcome back. We are in the third end. This is the 3-6-1 Men's World Curling Championship. This is live coverage from Las Vegas. The feature game, Team Canada playing Team Switzerland.
Boy, that runs straight for being light.
Well, it's good sweeping.
And Team Switzerland really up against it. They are playing the reigning world champions. They are down 4-0. It is early in the game, but it's a bit of a mountain to climb.
Yeah, their Team Canada is so strong when it comes to the defense that it's going to be really tough for Switzerland to be able to generate some offense.
Yeah, and Switzerland's kind of default shot has been to play the hit. They kind of generate their offense through takeouts. In this scenario, they are going to have to be as comfortable and grateful as possible for any rock that's put into play. And a couple of missteps here on
Means I'm a better sweeper.
Team Canada's first 2 stones. Those are not as perfectly placed as we've been seeing them for the first 2 ends.
Gleich hoch. Der von tief für sich. Der von tief für sich. Gleiche hoch.
2 corner guards going up here. Of course, next year might have a higher chance at coming back. I've got the 5-rock rule being introduced next year.
Yeah, that'll be exciting. It'll be a little bit of a change. So the 4-rock rule is those 2 rocks could not be taken out until this player, the second, comes up for Canada, and that's going to be Brett Gallant's job here. Peel, remove the shooter, remove the object rock, try and keep things as clean as possible. And I think the mindset for Switzerland's got to be we've got to do it simple. We have to just set up two somehow. Set up two, and then, you know, at some point steal.
Hope for a miss somewhere.
Yeah, hope for a well-timed miss, and
Good.
Exact same spot.
Great job sweeping on those stones to make sure that the two guards are even, so that there is no double opportunity for Team Canada.
Clean.
Okay.
Hinter 12 Fuß ist auch noch gut. Gut.
So those two red rocks that we see in the house, kind of working against Canada a little bit. Teeny, tiny, tiny little bit staggered. So they're able to actually use these as guards.
yeah, and this is exactly what Switzerland needs to do. They have to be okay with those rocks in play. They have to be kind of grateful for those Canadian stones that are sitting in front of the rings, the top of the rings.
Gempi, weg gleich. Ja. Zieh, Gempi, zieh, bitte schnell. Ja, schon, Trillo.
As we take a look over on sheet A, Scotland and Sweden. Scotland 1 up and sitting 1 and 2. The Olympic silver medalist and the world silver medalist, Nick Edin, and his team from Sweden need a little bit better than full 8 foot to tie this game up.
Yeah. You see, it'll come down, right? Okay.
In på fyran.
Front end calmly taking care of that stone right onto the button.
On yellow. On yellow.
It's all tied up. Scotland's got the hammer playing the third end.
Hard for line. Tough beat. Hard, guys, go.
Hard, Jeff.
Whoa then.
Top 12.
Whoa. Leave it short.
Jeez. Okay. Sorry, guys.
So all of a sudden, that draw by Rafael Merki and Team Switzerland into the back of the rings, upping the pressure on Team Canada, and we're getting a little bit of a heartbeat.
Yeah, a little bit of a messy front. You're up 4-0, and you've definitely got some rocks in the front of the rings that aren't working in your favor at the moment. So got a little bit of work to do to help clear that up, but working in favor of Team Switzerland. Going to use those as extra guards.
And it looks like they're going to try and put another one right back into the back of the rings.
Ring 8. Niet voor de linie. Ring 4. Niet voor de linie. Gempi. Ja, linie goed. Ring 4. Kom op, man. Ja, maar goed.
Gonna need to work hard on this one. Try and bury as much as you can. So you can see here about half of the rock showing.
We could probably lie 2.
But lots of angles on the top ones to try and slash that one that they just threw in there.
This way? Maybe. Yeah, you certainly can. Problem is, if you miss it, it's...
even if you stick it there, that's great.
Do you prefer that? You like this?
Yeah.
Okay.
You like it?
I don't hate it.
Or do you like the other one? I don't
Looking
mind
at a thick half if you're looking to make the double.
Thick half?
Yeah. Like this?
The O-turn run dead straight. Is it you that threw one here?
I think this would be easier to read.
Okay. 2/3 to
You see the thick half?
thick half, right?
Yeah.
Should run real nice.
So really going for the double then.
Yeah, they're actually going for this little short run double takeout.
Why not, right?
Yeah. And
Hard! Hard!
Jeff Walker working hard to hold the line.
Hard, Brad. Hard. Right out. Right out.
Gotta go.
Ooh, and it just hangs on.
Oh.
Okay.
Tough break.
Oh, close.
Over curls a bit. Mark Nichols might have been a little narrow right from the get-go. They swept hard right from release.
Hard, Jeff, hard!
Hard, Brad. Hard. Right out. Right out.
Canada does change the angles in front of the rings, so might make things a little bit easier. But all of a sudden, that 2 is looking very possible for Switzerland.
And that easy too as well. Keeping it relatively simple and not giving yourself really difficult shots for that deuce.
Yeah, and you know, there's still some rocks left here, but looking back, that draw by Dominic Merki, Raphael Merki, not his brother.
Off the hole! Off the hole!
As we take a peek over on Sheet D, it is a mess for Sudesha. Needs to navigate through a port with a board weight takeout. No problem. Ends up hitting and rolling, using the German stone as a catcher. China takes 2.
Yeah, a little bit more.
It's 2-1, China over Germany as they head into the 4th.
That was a tight port. Fantastic shot.
Brad Gushu looking for his own fantastic shot here. He's looking for a double takeout.
Yep. Whoa. 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 Yep. Yep. Whoa. Yep. Yes. Yes.
Good.
Beautiful double.
Yeah, and the way those stones are sitting on top of the rings now, that is not the easiest double for
I thought it threw real well, yeah.
Switzerland.
Didn't curl the first one.
No, you run the risk of making that double and then springing your shooter out of the ring. So got to be a little cautious.
Let's all get down at the loft. Kommer det där nu? Nej, men det smala tar all 2 7 7.
Das wird ja sicher nie da, weil das zweite ist aus.
Was je beide nimmt.
Aha.
Good shot.
Det lät dra alla det här.
Das ist die einzige Chance.
Yeah, of course, if you just hit the one rock, then Canada could just split the rings and
Yeah, and you've got a tough double.
yeah.
Sonst treffe ich halt den Nassen, weißt du? Den haben wir immer noch im Spiel.
What do you want to leave him?
Yeah. Well, I think you have to, I mean, if you're Mark Pfister, I think you have to approach this situation that your opposition's going to make their shots. So what's the toughest scenario to leave Brad Gushu?
Yep.
So
Looks like we're going with the double here.
yeah, and are we going to have what you predicted? Oh, not only does the shooter roll up and off the rings, but he picks his own off the back of the 12-foot.
Yeah.
Crazy here, so.
What are you thinking, like middle of 4?
Yeah, I got to think that's got to be enough to get by.
Kind of threw like T-line weight, like top 4.
I think all the curl is kind of,
Now this is
After the center.
yeah.
really good opportunity for Brad Gushu to sink one in behind that corner and
Say it'll be the same speed as the pass
might
he
end
played,
up forcing
last 10.
Switzerland now to take a single.
2 rocks ago, there was 1, 2, 3 Swiss stones in the rings, and now a double takeout by Brad Gushu, followed by an inadvertent triple takeout and lose the shooter by Mark Pfister. And Switzerland is
in a bit of trouble.
Yes. And I think that's, you know, that shows Mark Pfister needs to develop that little bit of a touch game, play down weight, be willing to make the big weight double on the last stone instead of his first.
Only Brett. Close.
As it's stopping, go ahead.
Yeah, go Brett. Hard.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Hard, Brett. Hard.
Gonna need
Keep going. Hard. Keep going. One more.
keep bringing as far back as they can because they didn't quite get the line. Didn't curl as much as they hoped, but must be enough because they're not going after it.
Yeah, they ended up tucking it, you know, deep into the back 12-foot.
Yeah, it's so much pebble, it's just going to stop. I threw that really hard.
78. And nice, like, and like crisp.
78. I haven't thrown 78. 78s are normally that good.
Guys just indicating maybe a little bit slower out there.
Yeah, a little bit slower than they would prefer, the speed of the ice. Mark Pfister, he gives this to his front end, and he's got the rock clock. We're talking about the ice speed, so that clock is the time between the 2 hog lines. 13.7, that should be pretty good. We've been looking at about 14 seconds in speed, and that's pretty great.
1 yellow.
Switzerland makes a little bit of a move. They take 1. Canada is up 3, and they have the hammer playing the 4th.
Really? That much?
All 4 sheets are in action tonight in Las Vegas at the 361 World Men's Curling Championship 2018. Our focus is on sheet B. Switzerland. They're going to be throwing double center guards, I'd imagine.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're seeing one right now that's just over the hog line. So their next one is going to be quite a bit tighter to the rings. Try and get as much separation as possible between the 2 guards so that the double opportunity for Canada is that much harder.
Canada and Jeff Walker. They're electing to beat Switzerland to the center of the rings, as it were.
Wolf, you can. Wait only. Needs a curl. Wolf, you can. Switch. Looks like it's here, guys. Gonna hurt it for life. Looks heavy. Brett's in if you need to sweep it. Perfect. Good.
And Canada takes ownership of the top of the forefoot. A nice draw by Jeff Walker. And the lead, Simon Gempler. He's playing pretty steady. They're going to need him in order to come back. Those lead stones, the positioning on those rocks, really key to executing an end plan for a team.
Okay.
I think lead's one of the most underrated positions on a team, but it is so important. Without those perfect placements right at the beginning, your end's pretty much over.
Yeah, hair less, but not too much.
Yeah, I wouldn't take too much off.
So Jeff Walker, speaking of pretty perfect rock placement, 95% tournament accuracy so far.
Incredible.
I know they've only played a couple of games, but you're likely to see those numbers out of Jeff for the entire tournament.
Mark's in if you need it, but
Such steady play, and look at that right there.
Yeah, buddy. Probably 4 feet quicker there, I think.
I gave you I thought you...
Hang it up, Slangy.
Yeah.
As we take a look over onto sheet A, Bruce Mowat and Team Scotland. It looks like they've got an open hit against Team Sweden.
Whoa! Clean! Yep! Yep, fist back! Hard!
And perfectly managed. Scotland scores 2. They are up 2 against Sweden. They head into the 4th.
I think so.
Even that straight, probably the straight peel.
Yeah, unless you want to take that on, but...
No, I don't mind that. We're in good shape there.
Yeah.
So the attempt to make a little bit of a nose tap and change the angles for Switzerland didn't quite turn out as they'd hoped. So Canada is still sitting 1 and 2. Now 1 is even covering the pin.
tappen. Just brief. T-line länge. T-line. Als nog een beetje meer is maken. That's it. Hinger 4. Goed. 5 en 8. Ja, 8.
Rafael Merki, 78 so far in the competition. Struggling a little bit. This one maybe looking a bit hot. Yeah.
Okay.
Not the worst result by any stretch.
Yeah, taking that one off the pin, putting it behind the tee line is helpful.
Could do this too.
Yeah, that's a smart call.
Half or a little less.
Yeah.
So Team Canada not going to mess around. Don't need any guards in play.
Yeah, they're not falling for it. Brad Gushu considered briefly the hit and roll and keeping the center guard in play, but Brett Gallant and his team on the far end.
Spin. Okay.
And a little unfortunate with the angles there.
We second, Brad?
Didn't look.
I believe they were trying to hit that one over the top, so just a little bit thicker than they would have liked to hit that guard.
Yeah, I think they just missed the sweep call a little bit on the line there. Unusual, and now Switzerland sits for sure 1 and possibly 1 and 2. So 74% for third stones, Enrico Pfister.
Moet schuilen. Ja, beide. Ja. Ja, zolang het loopt. Zolang het loopt. Ja. Kom, nog lief. Nog lief.
Trying to block their yellow, but at the same time, really trying to have that curl a little bit more so they can block off the red.
We try to hit and roll, don't we?
You got all of it?
Kind of easy run on the top there.
Yeah, it's a 1.5 run.
That was my first thought.
Well, I was just thinking if you could get the nose, you could probably just do that.
I mean, I can. Does a hair high make it? Maybe?
Close.
Okay.
I don't mind actually just doing this, sticking that right there. He's freezing, but we'll pretty well have all the forefoot.
Normal? No?
No, here.
Okay.
Just going to be, it's probably going to be just a hair fresh.
Little
here.
fresh here?
Yeah, you'll get a touch. A little bit, yes. Just a little.
I think you need to hit your butt right, please. Haven't seen a whole lot come down this path, so I wouldn't mind you throwing a bit extra.
Like that ice, Jeff?
Gotta be a little.
Trying to reach out to Skipper to get some extra feedback on the path.
Yeah, and making sure, and they do that in a way that this is actually making sure everyone knows, everyone is buyed into the shot from the beginning. It's outstanding communication, taking nothing for granted, that little extra moment.
Hard. Okay, good.
And it overcurls just a little bit, but Canada sits shot and covering the top of the forefoot.
Sag echt nicht raus. Sonst kommst du auf den. Ein bisschen aussen treffen ist schon gut. Oder geht genau gerade. Das 8. Okay. Genau gerade, hä? Ja.
Switzerland looking for a double here, throwing some up weight.
They like their hits.
They
That's
do.
for sure.
They lean on them pretty heavily.
Ooh, got a little bit lucky, I have to say, that other yellow stuck around.
Yeah. So here's a management. Here's a look at that hard sweeping, and those are the angles. Yeah, now you can see Team Canada has quite a bit of space to draw to. At some point, Switzerland's going to have to draw. They're going to have to try and generate a little bit of offense here.
No. Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Roll it, Brett. Roll it. Go. Good.
Shot, Mark.
A little harder?
Canada line one
I hit the berm this time,
pretty much tucked majority of it in behind that guard, but opportunity for Switzerland now to just come around both of those. Hide behind it.
Yeah, this is the best opportunity for Switzerland here yet.
Schluss bist, kannst du es Mühe länger kommen. Vielleicht
70, oder?
Ja, 70, 65, 70.
Lang vorne 4.
Ja.
Bin nicht viel tiefer.
Ja.
Ja, 65 würde ich auch schon machen.
Ja, ich denke so.
Schon mal vorher 70?
70, ja.
Okay.
Lots of communication for Team Switzerland. They're running through the path, the speed, exactly where they want that rock to stop.
Knapp, sag
Wir
ich.
schon dich ein bisschen
Sicher
wischen.
durchwischen.
Mark Pfister at 80% so far in the competition. Bit lower than what you want your skip to be throwing.
Yeah, when you're looking at teams that are performing towards the 90% execution rate across the field, it's it's gonna be tough to pull out a win.
Probably drawing again. I think we have to go here. It's just, do we go here or do we go there?
Out turn's better.
Out turn's a better result. Problem is, it's harder to get buried. At least we got that one, but probably doesn't change a whole bunch if he's playing it quiet. I gave there, and I pretty well ended up right where that was, right?
Maybe just a shade.
Remember where I was for draw to the button?
What's that?
Okay.
That's good.
Yep.
Just a little less. Yep.
So taking a look at Italy, Russia, they're playing on sheet C. It's all tied up. Alexei Timofeev,
We were just outside.
he's got
Actually,
a wide
around
open house
And I remember, but I was a little wide.
to draw to. He needs
If you want a little more than that,
paint to score 2. His sweepers are right off this.
I think, like you said on that one a couple ends ago, we were off it for the first 2/3.
Right off. He just needs this rock to stop anywhere in the paint.
уже все, чуть не схватило.
And
Мне кажется, мне сердце
it
остановилось.
lands in the back of the 8-foot. Unconventional, but pleased nonetheless. Russia's got a 2-point lead over Italy.
You're a bit heavy.
I got back 8. Whoa, then.
Clean.
Line's good. Whoa, that's around.
Lead's good now. Top 40.
Jeff's in if you're going to go.
Whoa, Jeff's in. Jeff's in. It's really got to curl, boys.
It's got to sit. No, it's a good weight. Top 4.
Go ahead,
Yep.
Jeff. Go ahead,
Yep.
go ahead, go
Yep.
ahead. It's going, it's
Bury
going.
it hard. Hard.
That's good.
Great place.
Yeah. Brett Gushu, extraordinary rock placement.
No, my rock's just not as fast as everybody's.
Kan je nog maar over voor?
Yeah, I threw 75 on my draw the left.
Zo, hakklingen.
So this is the same spot where Mark Pfister threw in the second end, and his
Top 40.
last stone ended up back 4. That's about what he needs right now.
It's really got to curl, boys.
It's got to sit. No, it's a good weight. Top 4.
Go ahead,
Yep.
Jeff. Go ahead,
Yep.
go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. It's going, it's
Bury
going.
it hard. Hard.
Hak zo klein nodig.
And that patience, that communication you see at the end there leaves that rock on top of the button. Switzerland is forced to move it.
It's gonna need to get pretty close to those top rocks to be able to sit in behind cover. You definitely don't want to be giving up a bunch of points here if you're Switzerland.
Yeah, one's going to be tough enough.
Sit.
Give it a try with the right weight. I don't see much harm because if
Mark
we
Nichols
chip that, we
kind
should
of
roll it
indicating
there.
that the
Like,
top
just here,
red
wait.
is in fact second
Right?
shot.
For ice.
thinking a lot less.
Yeah, and that's pretty critical.
Just outside edge of 4?
My first thought was there.
Okay. Back line?
Yeah.
Canada plays the heavy draw,
Just
and
back
once
line.
they've got the
Curl at the
line,
end,
they
he probably
sweep it
only
hard
had
to
back
tap
line.
that back yellow stone
Yeah,
into the
Maybe a
12
little
foot.
more.
I think it's good to just call in back line here. So just a nice control
You know what,
hit
if we
at
end
it.
up, we could end up splitting like if we play it tight.
That was my next comment.
Yeah, if this
not
starts
too
to
much, is it?
curl, Canada
No,
can
we're
play
gonna
the
play
split.
the tap on the yellow.
It's not too much. I think it's perfect.
Okay.
I think if anything, it's 2 feet slower in this pack.
Okay.
3 feet slower. What do you think, Jeff? I think it's going to slide 3. Yeah, I just think it's a couple feet slower. But
I think the ice looks nice for back line.
Yep. What are you trying to throw? 6 feet more?
Then that one there,
Yeah.
6 to 8.
Okay.
You gotta love the conversation. 6 to 8 feet more. Just they get very precise, and this is one of the great strengths of this team.
Below heavy, pretty good.
Shooter is just through.
Air heavy.
Just through.
Clean.
Just how specific they are with that communication.
Just through. Whoa.
Shooter's almost to the hat. Clean.
Whoa. Clean.
Clean.
Clean
It's
it.
looking good.
Yeah, and this is looking like 2 points for Canada, and not a problem at all for Brad Gushu and company. They go up by 5. It is 6-1 in favor of Canada after 4 ends.
12 feet more?
Yeah. It's a little hard.
So deuces wild here for Team Canada. They opened with 2 with the hammer. They stole 2 in the second, forced 1 in the third, and made a lovely little tap on Brad Gushu's last in the 4th for another score of 2.
Top 4, guys.
They're up by 5. And they're looking for the top of the 4-foot. And
It's uphill that way.
you just heard him say it's uphill that way, maybe a hair slower going away tonight. They talk a lot about the ice, the speed, the pads. Jeff Walker's come up a hair short in that spot twice now.
Bis 3. Muss noch viel gördeln. Sehr viel. Und erfahren. Rico Nummer Rico. Okay.
Switzerland's going to try to attack with these corner guards again. They had it set up nicely in the third end, and then just kind of lost the plot line a little bit on their skips first. So they know they can set it up. It's
Good
just
ad on
about
that
finishing it.
Weight's good. Top 4.
Line's okay.
Line's nice, line's good.
Top good. I think we're there.
Yes.
Yeah, you need all
Line's getting
8
tight.
rocks.
Line.
Yes, gotta go. Really gotta go, guys. Hard. Whoa. Yep.
Nice weight.
Okay.
Nice weight, Jeff.
Trying to go around that one, but it does crash on the top. Sweeper's indicating his weight was really good, just over-curled a little bit.
2 bis 3. 2. 2 bis 3. 2, 3.
Here we've got the second corner guard going up again.
3.
Similar to 2 ends ago, but you can see the Canada rocks, instead of being staggered in the front, we do have them wide open, so nothing really to
Yeah,
bury around there.
the lines are a bit cleaner for Canada in this end. And Brett Gallant will be asked to make the single peel. So looking to hit that stone that's out in front of the rings.
Clean.
And roll his shooter all the way out of play. So this is going to be tactically a bit of a waiting game for Switzerland. When do they move into the rings? So it's seconds first stone here for them. They'll put up another corner, maybe 2.
Yeah, you can't wait that long, but at the same time, you also you need guards. So it's a bit of a tricky situation. You kind of hope again for a half miss here and there so that you're able to generate some. But that guard does slip a little bit too deep.
Shade thicker.
Hair thicker, if anything. Half is good, though.
So the double peel is now available to Team Canada. A little bit of a wobble there, a speed wobble out of Brett Gallant. You don't see that very often.
No. Just under it. No. Okay.
Nice try.
And taking a look over in on China, Germany, Alexander Baumann. A tough little situation. China is shot 1 and 2, tucked underneath double center guards. Needs to get all the way to the stone on the button and tap it. Sits outside and doesn't get it, but gives up a steal of 1 to China. They're now up 3-1 after 5. And taking a look in on Scotland and Sweden, it is all Scotland. Nick Edin facing a wall of red and 4 Scotland stones in the rings.
Even a third. Quarter.
Yeah, just in a heap of trouble.
You through here, Brett.
Do what you expect.
So looking just to get to the inside of that rock. Actually, that's not possible. He does what he can do. He
No.
holds Scotland to a steal of 1. The Olympic silver medalists, they're down 3, playing the 5th end.
Okay, Mark.
Sorry, guys.
Sorry.
It's a shade wide and.
Bring's net uit da. Goed, oké. Vinger achter is ook goed. Ja. 50 snel, oder?
Nou,
Is
ze bremsen dat al voor.
Dat is wel verschoord.
Ja, 50 is goed.
55, hè?
Ja, 50 is goed.
So a little bit of a miscue by Team Canada is giving Switzerland a chance. Enrico Pfister is going to try and draw around behind We saw Switzerland use this to great effect in that third end, but they're sitting pretty wide and looking a little light here in this spot.
Sit. Weißt du, wenn du hier hernimmst, nimmt er gerade aus.
Ja, dann. Schnell gespielt gesehen. Ja.
Goed gespeeld, Cedric.
Ist wirklich gut geworden.
Everyone kind of shaking their heads there.
You know, it's just it's tough when you need every rock to be so perfect when you're down by this much.
I don't think you can hit that thin enough to get that to go.
That was kind of what I was looking at, but
It's not going out.
Can we get it out?
You can kind of rearrange it.
Yeah. Just wondering in doing this, but I hate to get up here and kind of stagger everything. And
like, even what if we just did this? What does he do? Right?
yeah.
Probably hits this a little high. Rolls.
Still a little work to do if we just hit it. Isn't it?
Do you want to try and clip that to kick that over a little bit? Problem is, this one's probably just going to go to there.
Yeah.
And then he puts it.
Right now we can get rid of this, right?
What's that?
Right now we can get rid of this.
We can, yep.
If we clip this and kind of leave it here, we can't necessarily, but I don't know.
The other option is throw, like I said, throw a normal, hit half a rock. That's probably
Same thing, though.
sitting there.
I'd hate to give him some sort of better stagger. Because right now, if we rip it, he goes around. This is still.
Yeah.
Do you want to rip it or you want to nose it?
I'm with either.
I think you rip, and if you want to try that, kick it over. But
You
like
never get
Brett
rid of
said,
it,
if
too.
we ever just chisel it, and
Yeah.
we can get rid of it right now.
Go very far.
If we nose it, yeah, I don't
Nose
mind
is-
this, Mark.
nose
If
is
we go
good.
there, it's not terrible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
Just can't roll in.
Yeah.
Kind of wait.
I kind
Play
of agree.
normal.
Yeah.
I like the
If
nose
we
here.
roll,
I think if you try something too complicated and end up leaving a stagger, then it's going to work against you.
Yeah, and I think also, you know, I would have loved to
Normal weight
have
here.
yeah.
heard one of them just say, "We're up 5."
Yeah.
Nose are just a shade high.
You know, I know, you know, they covered everything there, the angles. I know they know, but it's always good to remind yourself, hey, if we give up 2 here, not the end of the world. Giving up 3 changes things dramatically.
Absolutely.
So just keeping it simple,
Nice, easy, normal.
trying to manage those rocks in front of the
Easy,
rings.
normal.
And yes, you know, you've got those rocks in the front, but they're all your own.
Yeah, and I think, you know, and you wonder if Canada's not going to go to school on this, like teach themselves a little bit. They're up by 5. I don't know that they needed,
Okay.
Good weight.
you know, both rocks. I'm not sure, but,
Ja.
you know, now they're navigating their own stones that they put there on purpose.
Exactly.
Daar komt er zo toe.
Jetzt muss ich glaube mal aus dem Buch probieren.
So Enrico Pfister gets a chance to better that last draw. He does have to navigate a port now.
Not the widest of ports, but with that little bit of a roll out, it does give them the opening to come around.
Yeah, he looked like he was firing out of the hack on that one. The guys are not on it.
They just don't seem to be grasping that draw weight.
Yeah, I mean, the weight was close for getting back behind the house, but just no line at all. No opportunity to actually make the shot.
Could guard it. We could just draw there, or we could bump this up.
Don't mind the. If we play the tap, he probably plays this,
Yeah.
right?
But to make that, he's leaving a shooter right in front of us if we bump it to here.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I think.
Do you want to tap it on the nose, or do you want to tap it behind the yellow?
Well, for him to make that double, it's got to be nose, so tap it right behind the yellow is
Yeah.
perfect.
Okay.
Nose is certainly fine, but
Yeah.
like this, Jeff?
Yeah, I like the tap.
Yeah.
3/4, 2/3?
Yeah.
Should be plenty of ice, eh?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you're getting
3/4. That's close. To me, it feels like it's a couple feet slower going this way.
Okay. On this side too, eh?
Probably similar to what you threw with the drop.
Okay.
So Brad Gushu lining himself up. Looking for about back 4 weight, maybe T-line weight to tap this stone.
Wait, don't wait. Line's good.
Clean. Back 4.
Whoa. Whoa.
You're looking for a little bit of an angle.
It's not
So
throwing
using
at
that
all.
stagger to their advantage.
Whoa.
You're on a third
Tap
of
it a
right
little
now.
bit in behind there. A little bit too thin. You need to hit that one a little bit thicker so that it didn't clip that other red, but
Könnte davor etwas machen oder nochmal in den Hinteren legen.
still sitting 3.
Oder willst du hier etwas probieren? So, der Austausch legt er rein. Aha, das ist der besser. Ja. Nimmt es den sogar noch mit hier?
Ja. Ja, aber ich muss ihn recht dünn haben, oder?
Ja.
Ein Viertel.
Aber dann nimmt es vielleicht auch
It almost looks like Pfister's trying to line up the quad.
Gut.
If he hits this right, that's what he's looking for. He could, you know, again, that doesn't change things much for him. I think he needs
Muss ich
to
den Tinger auch noch nehmen? Sonst können wir nicht so machen.
maybe look at some of his more offensive
Wenn ich
options.
mehr als halb habe, müssen wir
What might he do here, Allison?
Yeah, I mean, just like we keep talking about staggers. Lots of staggers, and they've got a stagger right out in front. They could have the option of throwing the in-turn draw
It wasn't heavy.
to the back a little bit in behind those,
If we
but
get to 3/4, probably just bumps it full 4 maybe.
looking to, obviously they want to take that top yellow into play. Do want to generate multiple points, but I think that Skip's deuce is
It's an okay way to get a
it
deuce.
is, yeah.
Yeah. It's acceptable. It's 2 points. And I just feel like they're going for angles that they're not really seeing well, and they're low percentage shots.
Let them navigate that hole.
So here we go. We get a look. You know, a little bit of a wobble and a little kind of shoulder forward delivery, a little askew in his delivery, and just
Yeah, needed to catch that one a little bit thinner.
yeah, really doesn't change anything for himself. Yeah, he knows it. He's now thinking back.
I'm thinking
What was I thinking?
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
If I could take that shot back.
I don't mind a little more, Mark. Yeah. Certainly, I can't see it ever being faster. So.
No, I think the same is the level light. So I think.
Okay, I'll give you.
To Canada now, just looking to come around those, same as what we were just talking about. Of course, if he's a shade light, blocks off the draw for Switzerland.
Yeah, and we saw Switzerland play a similar path here in the third end. It was a 13-7 and went right to the T line. And now we've got a 14-4, so the guys are going to have to sweep this a bit.
And there you go.
Yeah,
I mean, still real good, but
Now, what do you have if you're Switzerland? Got a tap, maybe, on the guard?
I felt like a good throw.
Yeah, an angle tap to half onto the forefoot. Here you see these guys. Walker and Gallant just absolutely monster sweepers, kind of just waiting a little bit, and then they go hard at the end.
Triple spelen. Ik zei dat kennen verdienen het gewoon.
Hier langt dat wel, kan niet.
Nee, is lang niet.
Met een hartstikke goed.
I know when it comes to that, maybe.
Yeah.
If we get by
I'm saying you can't score now on this side.
No, absolutely. But if we get by it and get half of the red, then his only shot to score is the angle tap. Which
Still
is
probably his easiest shot.
I don't disagree. But you're playing for the ball game there. You're either scoring one or giving up 4.
Yeah, but if he gives up 1, it's the ball game anyway, isn't it?
True enough. Yeah.
Well, that's what they're going for. We've got an angle tap to half onto the forefoot. Good news for Team Switzerland and Mark Pfister is that they saw Enrico Pfister throw 2 rocks down this exact path. He needs about the same weight that his brother threw on his last stone. And the guys are going hard for line and for weight.
Might be over curling. No. This looks good.
Do they have the weight?
Oh. And that'll be a steal. Another steal on the board for Canada. They will take the lead, 7-1. As we take our 5th end break here. We'll return shortly.
Thanks. Yeah, I don't feel like we've been slow. We had a couple like that one there, just deciding that took a couple minutes, but we do. There was.
With some extraordinary rock placement in the first end. Brad Gushu and Team Canada have a wide open hit available to them. It's well managed by Walker and Gallant. Nichols calling the line.
Right to it.
Right to the nose. Canada opens the game with 2 points. And again, challenging rock placement from Team Canada, forcing Mark Pfister and Team Switzerland into a delicate situation. They need near perfect back 4 weight and line to tap a Canadian stone off the button and try and score and pull within 1.
Had a heavy clean right away.
Yeah.
The weight was perfect. The line was not. It slides a little too far, and Canada steals 2.
Like if we play it tight.
And same story, different end in the 4th. Brad Gushu needs back line to hack weight, little tap. Does so beautifully, and they take 2 again. After the 5th end, Canada would be up 7-1.
Slipped pretty good in that.
Probably would have went almost to the hack.
Just split him back line.
We're taking a look in on Sweden and Scotland. Scotland had put a ton of pressure on Sweden in the 4th end and got a steal out of it. And all of a sudden the tables have turned, and with some great shot making from Team Sweden, Nicodine and team have to hit the paint a little bit better than the full 12. They do so. That's score 3, and they tie the game up. It was 4-4 going into the break. Looking around the rink, It's 4-4 Scotland, Sweden. Our feature match 7-1. Italy and Russia. Russia up by 2, playing in the 6th. And China's up by 2 over Germany,
Well, I was
playing the
just saying
6th
that
as
they need
well.
to bring some heat into it. Like, I think it's too cold.
Well, it's that tap of yours. Holy, did that ever run straight?
Yeah.
That is crazy.
That did nothing.
And for it to be like as slow as it is.
Yeah, slow.
Je weet einmal ein gutes Handspielen. Ein Zweier kann man gegen sie schreiben. Es muss einfach drauf, es muss einfach mal mehr oder weniger 8 Steine, weißt du, von Anfang an ungefähr so platzieren. Nicht perfekt, aber ungefähr muss es sein. Das bringen wir an.
So the line score, you see it, you see the percentages. It's Canada just hitting on all cylinders, playing near 90% across the board. Really putting the pressure on Switzerland up and down the lineup. And they've got a 6-point lead.
No, we're not. We're not. We're not. No.
Why did he hold it back there? You want it, right?
I want it there. Brett
Why
told
are
me
you
to hold
holding back there?
just to save time.
Oh.
Well, that's the biggest miscommunication we've seen yet out of Team Canada open the 6th end.
I thought we were going top 4, then he was holding it back there.
I
So
know.
I was like,
Okay, well, I'm not going to come fight.
Well, that's deceiving.
Yeah. So traditionally in the game of curling, if a skip's standing behind the back line, they want you to throw it through. When you're up by 6 points, that seems like maybe a reasonable request.
I would say so.
Switzerland is looking to place those corner guards up, and they do so. And now Jeff's going to try and hit the top of the forefoot.
Whoa.
Little light, Jeff.
What's all there?
Shot, Jeff.
try it away.
Top 4, and there you go.
Yeah, I think maybe Canada will be happy that it's only one rock that they're navigating now. I know it worked out for them, but they did have to have quite a bit of discussion over the angles in the 5th end. Now it's only one Canadian rock in there.
Nog één keer er al nog van.
Brad was standing up here tapping it out.
And here come the peels.
Yep.
Whoa, great up. Whoa, we're gonna
As
kill
he missed it. Oof.
No, good.
Just clips it. And
He's good at that shot.
Yeah, just moves it a little off the center line.
You make that shot a lot.
he make that shot a lot. He just doesn't like Jeff's rocks. Wants his rocks in there.
Yeah, he wants his stone to
count.
count on the scoreboard.
3 bis 12.
So the 6th end, traditionally a little bit faster. Something happens at that break when the ice crew runs the mop. So these guys right off this the whole time. Is it going to sit up and guard? No. Well, might have slipped onto the rings.
still peel, right?
Goal for Canada still the same. And Breckland playing consistently to form.
Hard. Hard. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Catching a much thicker piece of that one.
Yeah, I don't know that that's exactly what they wanted, but
No, I think they're just looking for the peel on that one, but maybe just overthought it a little bit from the guys joking around on his last one, hitting it too thin.
yeah. And Rafael Merki having a nice game. Just, Switzerland having trouble capitalizing with their back end stones. The front end's setting them up. Oh, and here's that quick spot I just talked about. And the commentator's curse.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah. So frustrating, that spot. It runs so straight, so fast. And
Yeah, I guess that's pretty tough.
Mark Pfister looking at tough situation. This player, his entire career, has performed at a really high level.
Follow through.
And that is an unusual kind of outcome. As we take a look in on sheet D, Alexander Baumann facing 3 China stones counting in the rings. Front end working so hard, dragging that stone. They need to be full in the 8-foot and full in the 4-foot. They do. Great shot. Germany pulls within 1 against China. And we'll take a look at Italy-Russia. Alexei Timofeev from Russia made an incredible double. Run double with his first, but it leaves Amos Mozaner an open hit to take 2 and tie up the game. Italians working the line on this one, trying to hold it straight. And they do, no problem. The hit and stick for 2 ties up the game. Amos Mozaner and company heading into the 7th.
Englisch gut.
And our feature game. Switzerland doing everything they can to take advantage of whatever they can. There's 1 lone Canadian stone, and Enrico Pfister arguably having a bit of a struggle tonight. Not getting the production he is needing from his stones. They're trying to work this one back into the back 8-foot under cover.
I think they've done it, though.
And that is a nice placed stone.
Nah, it's not the smart call.
Like this, we know a spot pretty well. We've shouldn't do a whole lot, right?
Nope. They're certainly carving those bread.
Oh yeah.
So after that well-placed draw by Team Switzerland, Canada's forced to the run back.
Yeah, Brad just saying it's a smart call to do this one. Should you ever be a little bit wide or a little bit tight, you can just roll, peel off the top, have it wide open. But he'll grab it.
Yeah, there's no wide, no, no nothing.
No tight, no wide.
Brad Gushu's come to play tonight. You saw his tournament average has been about 80%. He's playing 90 tonight. His day off has done him well. Came back with some renewed focus tonight. Making nearly everything.
Aber das ist echt sehr gut.
Ja, ja, für mich gleich liegen.
54, 80, gut. Länge an den hinten ab. Ja.
Mark Pfister a little down from his tournament average as well. He's been facing some pretty tough scenarios.
So
we take a look over on sheet A. It's the last stone for Scotland in the 6th end. Bruce Mowat sits in the hack. He needs a bit of the 4-foot, a little bit better than full 8-foot to take a single point.
You're a little narrow.
Line's good. Line's good.
You've got Lammy and McMillan working the brushes.
Keep it moving, Bob. Keep it moving.
Powerful sweepers.
Choppers.
Never a doubt.
Yep, and Scotland is up by 1 over Sweden as they head into the 7th.
Like kind of back here. I haven't had a ton down here either, so it could just be a couple feet slow.
I think you need probably a pack on here at least. Okay. That's enough though, is it?
Yeah, I think so.
So now switching gears a little bit from the up weight run back to the hack weight take out in the back of the rings.
Hard! We got
Hard line!
Hard!
Yes!
Clean! Good!
Clean.
Clean!
Clean. Clean.
And they go from hard line, they held it, to clean.
Sweet, boys.
And Canada sits 1 and 2.
Shot.
Switzerland needs a little bit better than full 12-foot, maybe bite the 8-foot to score 1.
That hill.
Tippets.
Yep. Go hard.
75 ist gut.
75 wird auch noch lang, aber durchziehen.
So absolutely running his process, making sure he's comfortable with the ice speed, what he threw the last time, how to make this one even better, and hang 1 more point on the board for Team Switzerland. And the ice speed 14.4, that should be pretty good, and it is.
Anyway, we should do that more often because we got to force that.
It's a good bit of force. The throw through.
I was throwing.
Switzerland takes 1, and with that final point, they are conceding the match to Team Canada. The 5-point deficit, too much to overcome.
Nice throw through. Good playing, Brad.
Team Canada came out firing on all cylinders.
Good work.
From end 1, they managed the situations impressively. really forcing Switzerland. And we are gonna shift gears over to Sweden versus Scotland. Scotland's up by 1. They're playing the 7th end. Sweden's got the hammer.
Linjen är bra. Linjen är bra. Ja, tight. 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 Kom igen, Ralle. Kom igen, kom igen, kom igen. Hårt, ni har den. Den är bra. Topp.
Christopher Sundgren looking to draw his first stone right around the center guard and freeze on to Scotland's stone. Well played. And Bobby Lammy, a little clockwise rotating tap.
Never then. Almost T. It's getting better. Oh, no. Not Grant. Hammy.
And just take control positioning on the Swedish stone. Change the angles a bit.
Vilken har du? Lite rakare.
And Rasmus Rana. A little hack weight hit and roll.
Kom fart. Wow. Rent. Nej. Det är bra. Tappa lite. Rent. Japp. Rent. Japp. Rent. Gå på viken. Perfekt. Gå på gul lite. Perfekt. Snyggt.
And he makes some space, changes the angles.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, I think we need it.
And Bobby Lammy is going to try a little hit and roll here.
Yep. Keep it going. Right to it, Hammy. Right to it.
And that single sweeper, Hammy McMillan.
En freestyle.
Holds the line.
Ja, har du en freestyle så tror jag det är lugnt. Kan hålla den på sopen också.
And we take a look live in on sheet C. Alexei Timofeev, Team Russia, facing 3 Italian stones in the rings. He needs full 8 foot, and they are right off. This rock is sailing. It needs to slow up. It needs to stop. Joel Retornas does everything he can to get that rock out. He hangs on to the back 8 foot. Russia's up by 1 after 7.
Tappa en halv sten. Japp. Gå nu. Tappa en halv sten. Hårt. Sätta en sten. Härligt, Ralle. Snyggt. Ligger 2. Nice.
Close to getting them ball.
Yeah. Slightly across it.
I looked, it looks like it's close. I think you've got to throw it anyway. What turn?
Slightly across it.
I think it maybe just misses goal.
So Scotland, they're playing the run
Yep. Whoa,
double
whoa,
takeout
yep, whoa.
with
Yes.
Grant Hardy's
High.
first rock.
Whoa! Whoa! Yes, 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 yes.
And they just miss it. This Scottish team absolutely fearless with how they approach the game. They're all young. They throw
Thought it just missed it.
just incredible shots. Look at this. The vision they've got for how many years they've been playing. It's just fun to watch. And Oscar Eriksson, the only lefty in the field. He's gonna try and take away all the angles that he can for Scotland.
Japp. Båda 2 nu. Ralle, mata dem för linjen.
And does so beautifully with a draw right to the full 4.
Nice.
Sweden looking just to guarantee their 2 points.
What weight do you want?
Same weight if you want.
And now Scotland again with this fearless calls.
Just. You're really unlucky to go through it.
You want right on those?
And your hair inside.
So another double run, double takeout attempt for Grant Hardy.
Whoa. Yep.
He just threw down this path. They just saw it.
No.
Oh, and what he was afraid of, what he asked about, you'd just be unlucky to go through the hole. And he is just that.
Bet you couldn't make that again if you tried.
Yeah, if you had to make that shot, it would be tough.
Men helst inte vinkel. Nej, exakt. Kommer skjuta igen liksom. Ja, försöker få den så rakt som möjligt. Ja, samma is. Ja, det ska vara några centi vid bara. Ja, vill ha samma is ändå eller? Ja.
So Oscar gets the enviable position of throwing the same shot twice in a row.
Samma linje, ta det lite lugnt. Ta det lite lugnt. Gå rakare, mycket rakare.
Nicholas just saying it's not curling yet. It's going pretty straight, so they've got to wait.
Ja, precis nedanför den. Greppa, gå. Precis nedanför den. Kom igen, fortsätt. Känner sig inte så hård, men... Är det inte den andra som har gått rakt för dig också? Den första taken och så andra liksom på träff nästan. Den kändes...
So taking a peek over on sheet D, China sits 1. They need full 4-foot. They need to nuzzle up right next to their stone that's on the button in order to take 2. Shodeja's rock, they are working it so hard. They're losing line. They need to get by the German stone on the top of the 4-foot, and they do not. Weight was perfect, just didn't have the line. China scores 1. They're up by 2. And Bruce Mowat, the
double, but helicopters it right through.
Yeah.
Ooh. That was tight.
Yep. And sportsmanship award maybe to Hammy McMillan for saying I did touch that stone, but it was after the running stone went by. Sweden says no problem. These teams are really all about what you can do and outperforming your opposition. Not a lot of weight or aggressive behavior between the two. And Nicotine having quite the game.
88%. Looked through our highlights like they were struggling a little bit in the opening first couple ends, but really found their momentum.
Yeah, so they're just trying to bring that stone back as far as they can, make it even. Trying to guarantee a chance at 2 points by eliminating a chance at the double for Bruce Mowat.
Nicholas just saying that thinks it's quite a bit quicker out to the wings than it is to the center. Of course, that generally it makes sense in later ends of the game when the center gets worn down a little bit more.
Yeah, it also might be a little bit straighter going to the wings, we've seen. So the sheet isn't quite as long as when it's curling a ton.
Gotta go.
And with that hit and roll out, it will be a at least full 12 draw for 2 points. What a turnaround.
Yeah, and you know, you got to wonder if the fearless kind of choice that they make with the double run back, double takeouts, you know, didn't burn them. But actually, it ended up not hurting them. They were looking at giving up 2 anyway, given that scenario. So this is all about maintenance. Christopher Sundgren just keeping it clean all the way in, right down into the forefoot. Sweden will put 2 points on the board and 1 point lead as they head into the 8th end. Scotland 5, Sweden 6.
Se hård ut.
So the bench is doing their work. They're running their own video.
Lite tight, så börjar den bli kort så kan ni hålla den, men... Lite tight.
This has been a great game so far. There'll be lots to watch for the coaching staff and these athletes.
Ja, den stannar in fint. Bra.
And Christopher Sundgren puts that rock right into the forefoot.
Det känns som det är ganska stor skillnad också på eken.
And Hammy McMillan. It's a well-known name in the sport of curling. He's going to try and put a corner guard up.
Keep it coming.
This one sits maybe a little higher than they wanted, but pretty good. And there's the head-to-head. It's been all draws for the most part. There's only been one hit for a lead in the whole game.
That's pretty normal though, right?
Yeah.
Bara eka, vi har inte linje riktigt än för garden då.
Fortfarande in.
Ja, tror.
Precis in. Fullt håll. Fullt håll.
Ralle om den är kort. Ja, den är fin. Härligt.
And he puts the lid on it.
Here.
Yeah, definitely slowing down a little bit. The guys were saying it's definitely in the house. Just about even when they were inside the hog line. So coming down a little bit towards the center.
Tricking them a little bit. So they'll have to keep an eye on that. It's the 8th end. They've got a couple more to go.
Halfway tight. Where do you want it?
Close. Halfway tight. It's perfect.
Pretty tight.
Yeah, over curling a wee bit.
Just tight.
Over curling.
Very good, Hammy.
So the double corner guards. So with that first one being a little bit long, we take a look at Alexander Baumann, Team Germany. They are sitting 1, and this is a draw for 2. A draw for 2 in the 8th end for Skip Baumann would tie this game up and put the advantage back to Germany.
That's good. That's good.
Front end cleaning that in.
Stop, buddy.
Perfectly placed. China and Germany, they are all tied up after 8.
Line's good.
Line over it.
Hard.
Wait there.
Hard. Hard line, guys. Wait there. Hard. Really hard. Keep it coming.
Back on our sheet, trying to sneak it by and freeze on the top. And
Nästa. Nej, eller komma frysen. Ja.
Great. That was some pretty great sweeping by
Försöka dutta lite grann då.
Team Scotland.
Det är så kort då. De kommer ganska optimalt. Det är lätt hänt att det blir en ficka där och de fryser på en till. Ja, jag gillar slashen, ja. Ja, halv.
Tunnel då. Jag har inget.
Även om vi missar den så vi har ju skotter, de behöver göra någonting. Det är klart vi kan klippa egen. Kör den. 8 minuter så. Ja. Tjock halv.
Take it, boy.
so looking for a slash here. They said even if he misses it, they still have to make a play since the Swedish rock is still lying shot. But oh my gosh.
That's the kind of...
Yeah, you don't see that very often.
Yeah, the dreaded silent hit for Rasmus Rana. Just set that out a little bit, and with that kind of weight, really unforgiving spot. So difficult.
So just like Sweden had said, going to need to make a play on the one in the top because they're still lying shot, but crashes on the top. Does it spin in? Maybe.
Försöka klira bort den eller?
Ja, it's in.
Den är inne! Gå för dubbel, missar man den så rundar med cornern, men
Skipper says it's in.
får försöka dra efter så fall. Kan ju spela en hård, liksom en dubbla med clearing och ligga kvar också, men det... Den kommer gå under, men det är ganska... Tjock halv. Okej, kan tänka mig att spela den. Svårt att rulla över, men det går med 2/3. Ja. Tjock halv.
Looking for the double.
Yep. Whoa, yes. No. Drop.
It's a little thinner than I think they wanted to, but ends up still sitting 1 and 2 for Sweden.
Yeah, they were saying a thick half to 2/3 was probably still going to make it.
And head-to-head for Grant Hardy, really the advantage is going to the draws there over Oscar. Looks like he's just struggling with draw weight a little bit. Hasn't thrown very many, but
Right to it.
Hold the line.
Both thirds having a bit of a struggle right now, though. 71 and 73. Not the usual numbers for those two.
Hela runt 10. Va? 10. Så luft. Okej. In. Upp. Hårt! Järnet! Wow.
Sit off.
Sorry.
Okay.
You obviously got to stick around.
You can make the double if you want.
Normal.
Go for that.
Yeah, okay, that's normal.
so now we're gonna look to try and activate the biter on the edge. This young Scottish team looking for the big hit and roll.
Hi! Whoa! Roll it!
Beautiful.
They do so really well.
För dem i alla fall. Försöka att toucha egen liksom. Ja. Båda kvar en 11 dryg sarg. Ja.
Taking a look in on
Bara sarg.
Italy, Russia. Russia sits 1. Amos Mozaner, the big man for Italy. He's got to navigate this hit. He's sitting second count in the back of the rings.
Clean.
They need to hit a little on the outside edge of this rock. They can't afford to jam it into the back, and they manage it perfectly. Italy takes 2, and with that, a 1-point lead headed into the 9th end.
Whoa. Nej. Whoa. Ekis! Nej.
Klara då. Fit.
Does manage to hit it out, but leaves a pocket in the back for Scotland now to freeze down onto.
So just verifying that that other stone is on the rings.
Just if you're kind of there, he's obviously got that.
side.
Yep.
So Scotland's going to look to
Den ska hålla sig så att de har liksom
freeze into the
I like the freeze.
pocket. This is a way to force Nicodine to maybe remove one of his own
I don't
stones.
think so, but I don't really want to have to scrape that guy.
Yeah, really good opportunity to
Play this freeze.
set up a deuce,
And if he comes close to it, might have a blast triple for 3.
or like he said,
I think
yeah,
you're like
set
edge of
something
4
nice
here.
up for a 3, depending
Trying to
on.
freeze the
Yeah, depending
further
on
left
what
one.
Nick does.
Yeah.
He knows if he can nuzzle in there,
Same
and
weight,
even
or
if
is it so?
Nicodine sits right onto the face, he can smash at it. And
Make some granite fly.
yeah, and this is a way to, you know, this skip, Bruce Mowat, using the Swedish stones to his benefit, not being afraid of him, not hitting him out of play yet. He's gonna use them. He's gonna create some back guards for himself, hold his own rock onto the rings.
Needs to curl. Needs to curl.
Sit.
Well, this looks great. Maybe a hair less curl than they wanted, but
Yeah, it's still in a pretty good spot. Nick might be able to pick that over the top, but he definitely loses at least one of his rocks. And there is the battle of the skips. And we're going to get a timeout. And that means Swedish coach Fredrik Lindberg will be headed down to the ice.
Nej. Nej, går under.
Men vi bara nuddar den, men...
Ja, jag tycker det känns som att ta den och så bara...
Den kan faktiskt sitta här, som Krippa säger. Ja, den går rätt mot den här.
Jag tror, kanske att man nuddar. Men...
Den sitter rätt där ändå, så kommer jag ha en chapp för 2 om vi gör den då.
Inte helt lätt att se den här heller, om den är inne eller inte.
Även, alltså som Krippa säger, någon fart igenom tap. Försöka hålla chappen, eller lite så. Så kommer den ändå där, och så ligger den så.
Vi riskar ju 3, men å andra sidan så kanske han bara får 1 också om vi gör den bra. Så att det känns som rätt slagen då. Ja.
Det är ju bättre än att takea bort egen här i alla fall. För blir det taken om man rullar åt något håll så kan det bli en dubbel.
Om jag bara lägger mig här liksom, då är ju trippen ganska... I och för sig den kanske...
Jag tror vi vill ha fart och tappa lite.
Jag tror ju också det.
Ja. Exakt chap-tap. Eller lite där.
Jag tror chappar vi, då kommer han spela liksom... I och för sig.
Ja.
Ja, lite, alltså lägga oss i fickan men ändå ligga skott. Han kommer ju vara nästan hel åt fot där.
Tappa ner den.
Ja.
Den här kommer vara lite längre ner än den här.
Bak 12.
Ja.
Sådär. Dra en curl, så länge vi håller en insida gul liksom, så länge den inte försvinner bort, så då tappar vi bara 2 i alla fall.
Ja. 1 cent insida är väl bra.
Minsta den sidan, då känns det som vi tappar 3. Eller ja,
beror på hur långt vi tappar den.
Ja. Ja. Jag vill ha någon
got
cent
that,
insida, men inte för mycket. Det ändå ligger skottet liksom.
Backline to hack weight tap, sit in sit in front of it, I think.
Bra, bak 12 och resten med sopen.
There you go. So they're going to play a back 12. So they're looking to hit that red just a little bit on the inside so that they're able to then hit their back yellow, but still kind of stick around so that that side red,
Never
the biter,
counts.
doesn't come into play.
Yeah, it's a tough situation, and this is running really straight. It's got quite a bit of curling to do. There it goes. It grabs that center line, starts moving.
Nej, nej, nej! Kjala!
Bra, vad snackar grabbar?
Nice.
That was kind of the plan B. As long as you stay on the nose.
Yeah, control the angles.
Yeah.
Really force, take command of those angles. successfully done. Scotland is forced to the draw 4-1.
Wee bit down, I think.
Line will be good.
Line's
A
nice.
little narrow. Line's fine.
So it moves quite hard when it hits the center line.
Hard, Hammy.
And they manage that with no problem. That's one for Bruce Mowat and Team Scotland. This game is all square after 8 ends. Sweden's got the hammer playing 9.
Jag tror vi gillar kanten här. De har ju varit jävligt bra på det där runt, så vi ger dem ingenting där. Utan på kanten sätter lite press. Gör de 2 riktigt bra, då får vi limma dit några backar innan det smäller på. Liksom. Gissning är väl att de lägger dubbla.
And we're watching Scotland versus Sweden. It's the 9th end. The game is tied.
Line's fine. Line's fine, just over.
Scotland has their lead. Hemi McMillan trip a rock right over that hog line on the far end. And Sweden's Christopher Sundgren out of the hack really quickly.
Yeah, the Swedish team was saying in that last end how they need to play a little bit quick this end and hopefully get a blank on the board so they can retain the hammer in the final end in the 10th.
Yeah, and so Sweden wants to blank. Scotland really wants to force, try and get that hammer back.
I quite liked it.
Line's good. Line's really good.
Gotta go.
Hard.
Halfway tight.
So Scotland's trying to stack these guards one on top of another with as much distance as possible and not in the rings.
Right.
You can see that stagger, it's pretty good.
Lite hård ut. Vänta lite linje, den är okej. Lite hård. Ja, vänta då. Den är lite risk. Bakom till nästan. Ja, vänta då. Kan eka. Ja, behöver eka den för linje också. Minst tid tror jag.
This is
Kör.
looking deep.
Kör den långt. Kom igen.
They were just looking for top 8. And they're going to get back 8 instead.
Yeah, it slips just a hair deep. Scotland's going to try and make Sweden pay for that little mistake. Bobby Lammy being asked to freeze down to it.
Line's good. Close.
We're still there.
Whoa.
Still there.
No bump. No bump.
Should finish, Bruce.
No bump. Finish hard.
Skulle kunna tänka mig att försöka dubbla garderna.
And that's just a hair heavy. We're going to look at the time clocks. So remember, this is the thinking time. The clock ticks while you are discussing shots, while you're thinking. As soon as a rock goes into play, the clock will stop.
Ja, rakt och fint här då.
So typically with thinking time, though, you want about 4 minutes-ish an end.
Yeah, that'd be very
It's generous.
comfortable.
Yeah.
You can play with 2.5 minutes. It's not ideal. It doesn't allow you any time to discuss or chat. That's really just practical time to run your process and get your rocks in play without having to fly like mad people around the ice.
Exactly. But with a tied game, maybe taking an extra second could be nice.
Yeah, and that last end, also taking just a breath for yourself to think through your process, make sure you know exactly what you want to do.
A lot of the times when we rush it and if you maybe race into the hack, your heartbeat going a little bit faster than normal. That's where the misses happen.
Yep. That said, you're looking at one of the most experienced teams on the ice. And they're showing it right there. It changes things pretty dramatically.
Are you coming back button?
Got to be pretty happy with that after his little bit of a miscue in that last end.
Yeah. Managing those angles, picking those stones off the back of the rings. And Grant Hardy gets the chance.
Felt there. Felt there.
Line's good.
Way on the
Trying to bury one underneath that center guard.
Aye. Still you, Bob. Spot the tee.
Keep it coming.
But you've got to go, boys.
Really got to go. Whoa.
Oh, boy.
I was going to say, I don't know if you want it T-line.
They wanted it just back button, I think. They wanted it a little deep, make that double takeout hard. Hammy McMillan really gave it all. Those guys are working so hard out there. The force, the energy, the strength it takes to sweep like that, rock after rock, end after end, game after game in a championship like this is extraordinary.
Not, even though we just haired it, he does take it out of the rings, and his shooter does roll off to the side, so given what happened, I think he's a little lucky to get away with that result.
Yeah, so. As we take a peek in over at Italy, Russia, it is all Italy in this house. But good news for Alexei Timofev and Team Russia. It's a relatively wide open, routine kind of a shot. He needs to get to the nose, maybe hit just a little on the inside. And hits and rolls. Does he get it? They're taking a look. And I think Joel Retornaz in Italy makes a little bit of a joke. No, it's one red. Oh. Russia goes down by 2 points.
Bort med den, bort med den, bort med den. Bra så. Ja, lite hård. För lite is också.
2/3.
Ja. Lite is.
Gå ner här.
Lite tajt också, men
I was thinking going into it.
Okej.
Shall I can? Yeah. Control 2/3.
Hard then. Hard then. Close.
Yep.
It's looking for a hit and roll here.
Hard. Gotta roll it. Gotta roll it.
Whoa.
Is it rolling too big? Is it gonna roll out? Ooh, it spins back in.
It spins back in, but knowing Sweden's goal here, they're going to go for this double. There's a couple of options. You saw them outlining that. They can hit it pretty thin and get the double. If they hit a little bit thicker, they hit and roll and catch and sit shot in front.
Tunn hall för att sticka där.
Tunn, okej. Ja.
Det här känns som 3/4. 70.
So a thin half, they're saying, to make the double.
Ja.
And they get it, but not staying in the rings means that Scotland's going to try and draw underneath those staggered corner guards on the right of your screen. Scotland's goal is to force Sweden.
Max line. No line.
So let's see here if Nicholas's prediction was correct of a little bit quicker to the wing.
Only when you can. You're struggling to bury anything. When you can.
So that rock sits a little bit buried as we take a look back. Joel Retornaz definitely fooled us with his one red. It was actually one for Russia, and that game is all tied, playing in the 10th.
11-0. Skulle jag klara upp i garden så borde vi spinna in för ett lite flistungt liksom.
So just looking for a control weight at this to try for the blank, and they said that they took tight ice, so if it does crash the guard, they can roll their shooter on at least and get the single. But Scotland is definitely not making it easy for them.
Nope. So the draw for Scotland ran pretty straight. Now you've got a hit. Does he get the blank? Oh, he does. What a shot by Nicodine.
Wow.
With that hit and roll out, Nicodine and Team Sweden keep the hammer. There's no movement on the scoreboard after the 9th end. Here it is. Look at that bend right around the corner guard's tick. Roll out. He gets the blank. It's a big thing. He keeps the hammer in the final end.
straight up. Yeah. No. Went ahead. I was like, please touch it.
So the Skips enjoying their break time together. Their goal's pretty clear here in this 10th end. Scotland needs to set up steal. Sweden needs to use that hammer.
Well, both teams need to play within their time limit.
You want to go tight?
Yep.
Yeah, there's a lot of looking over your shoulder and checking out the clock.
Hard. Hard. Okay, not bad.
So that rock sits a little in no man's land in the center of. You want it either high or tight, so maybe a little bit of a miss there from Hammy McMillan and Team Scotland. And now Christopher Sundgren is going to try the tick shot, where he just makes contact. Can't remove the Scotland stone from play, but they can move it around.
Great results.
Yeah, that's a beautiful shot. Moves Scotland stone off into the side and rolls the shooter on, and that's how we got here. Scotland had control in the first little bit, conceded it in the 5th, gave up that big score of 3, and it's been a back and forth battle ever since.
Look at those numbers. 99 on draws, 100 on hits.
Line's nice.
He's having a great game.
He is having a great game.
Line's nice.
Just over, nice.
Over curling.
Wade's really nice.
So now he puts the high one up there.
Nice there.
And with the successful tick on the first one, it allows Sweden the opportunity to try it again. If he had missed that tick, he probably would have drawn underneath.
Keep samma. Rent. Kanske en meter mer. Rent. Wow. Rent. Japp, japp. Japp! Lite hårdare. Hårt! Hårt!
Go, 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 go. Come here, come here, come here.
Does he have it? Is it going to hit the boards? No. Fantastic shots.
Yeah, it's a pretty beautiful pair of stones there from Sundgren.
Okay.
Happy with it, happy with it. Really.
So Bobby Lammy's looking for a piece of the forefoot.
Hammy's gotta go. Hammy. Hard, Hammy. Come on, forward. Keep it coming.
Trying to bury this one in around. I think he'll do just that. Looks pretty good from here.
Yeah, really did all he could with what was given them.
Rasmus Ronov looking to play the run back double on the 2 reds, but just a little bit high, so just catches the peel.
Yeah, it just hits a little on the outside edge of that rock, the board side edge of the rock. He removes it though. Looks pretty open for Sweden still. Now Scotland's going to try and close it up a little bit. And if you're Scotland, you might want to try and edge this guard closer and closer to the center line. Maybe show a piece on the outside edge of your rock in the forefoot. Tease Sweden to go in for it.
It does work sometimes.
Yeah, and then you leave a center guard for yourself.
Especially now that, you know, in the 10th end, some maybe doubts on weight can come into the back of your head. And
yeah, is the middle, is the center line getting slower? Is it a little, you hear the term fudgy, or has it lost all its pebble in there with all the slides going over it and all the stones and all the sweeping and play?
Ren. Side. Japp, japp, japp. Rulla ut lite. Ren. Japp, japp, japp. Gå lite ut bara. Snyggt. Bra där, snyggt. 11,5 var på den här.
And tempt them they did.
Yeah, and so rocks are building up in the rings. And Scotland's going to look to put one more guard, one more rock out in front.
Dead, but not enough. Still think you need to work it, boys. Top 12.
Whoa. Whoa, if you can. Line's good.
Hard, boys.
Hammy now.
Gonna look for maximum separation on these two here.
Keep it coming.
Try and get them in line so that there's no double possibility.
And they do a nice job. Look, that is beautifully stacked. The thing to remember if you're Sweden, even if those rocks were to stay there, you have the full 4-foot available to you on the out-turn side. Oscar Eriksson gonna try and make this double peel.
Yep, yep, yep. Yep. Grant.
With all that rotation, I think he's going to be in luck.
Yeah, even though he got, you could hear Nick kind of lament the on his own sweep call, but with that high rotation and lots of momentum behind that rock, it spins everything right out of play.
No, I didn't kill it.
Whoa.
Hammy only.
Loads of room. Okay, we're sitting here then. No, you can't. You're not gonna. Okay.
Bra med vinkeln nu, men tar man tjockt så kan man dubbeljämma dem. Är det ett semiförsök eller? Ja, det är en knapp meter emellan, så jag tycker gå för den här nu. Ja, tar det tungt så är den här inte superfarlig. Det känns som en halv tjock halv. Tjock halv.
Looking for a thick half double peel here.
And they just saw this line. And they show their experience. That's pretty perfect.
There we've got the time remaining, so Scotland with just shy of 2 minutes left for 2 shots remaining. That is plenty of time.
Yeah, these guys really know how to manage their time clocks.
Sweden with 122, sorry.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, that's you know, you can see a little bit of doubt here. Bruce Mouat knows he's up against it. That double peel from Oscar Eriksson kind of taking the wind from their sails. So he's going to put up a center guard. This is really a, you know, kind of a distraction, a hope that something goes wrong with the peel, and then he'll freeze on his last one. He knows if he freezes now, that things are just going to get blasted out of play.
Trying to position this guard as well so that if you were to peel it from one side or another, they might catch maybe one of the 2 yellows in the house. They get really unlucky.
Nick already down at the other end. He's gonna make sure he's got plenty of time for that last draw if he's got to throw it.
Scotland looking for a corner freeze now on that yellow stone over on the side. 95% on 10 draws. That is a fantastic number to be going into this final shot.
Yeah, that's got to give you a bit of confidence.
Line's good. Hammy.
Lots of line. It's got tons of curling to do.
On you go then. Line's getting good. You're almost over curling.
Gotta go.
Bobby.
Do they have it? No.
Okay.
And that's the game. That rock comes up short. Nicodine does not need any time on his clock because he doesn't have to throw the last one. So that's the final. Scotland 6, Sweden 7.
Ja, skönt. Alltså, vi spelar inte dåligt, men vi kom ett steg efter hela tiden. Thank you.
Oh, we've got handshakes on sheet C. Italy utilizes that hammer in the last end. They hang 3 on the board and a 9-6 victory over Russia. And we're all set throughout the rink. China takes a 6-5 victory over Germany. Taking a look back at our feature game, was 7-2 in favor of Canada over Team Switzerland. Looking back at the first end, Brad Gushu and Team Canada, they've got a wide open hit 4-2.
Right to it. Right to it, guys.
Walker and Gallant manage the rock beautifully down the ice. Hits right on the nose. Canada's up 2-0.
Yeah, I was heavy board. I didn't.
And in the second end, some extraordinary rock placement by Team Canada forces Mark Pfister and Team Switzerland into one of the toughest shots attempted all week. He needs a back 4 weight tap off to get a stone off the button. He's got perfect weight, doesn't have the line, ends up sliding all the way through the forefoot. Canada steals 2. They're up 4-0 over Team Switzerland.
Like if we play it tight.
And in the fourth end,
it's not too much.
Canada plays a hack weight tap, looking just for the takeout, cleaning it all the way in, all the way back, and it's another 2 points for Canada. And after drawing for 1 in the 6th, Switzerland concedes the game. Canada's our winner. It's 7-2 final. And the scores from around the rink. Scotland falls to Sweden. They stay undefeated. Canada over Switzerland. Italy over Russia. And China over Germany. And our final standings. Sweden 4-0 atop the standings. Up there with Korea, Norway. Canada making some comeback tonight. 2-1. Down at the bottom, a couple of teams looking for their first wins. Germany, Japan, and Switzerland.
Congratulations on a dominant game. What changes did you guys make since yesterday's loss against Scotland?
Not a whole lot, really. Just I think we accepted kind of the ice conditions and what it's going to be, and had a lot of discussion about the different paths and tried to make the most of it. It's not the ice we're used to. It's much slower, much straighter. So I think we adjusted our game plan accordingly, and we played well.
Yeah, you talk about the lines and the paths quite a bit. How do you guys manage that?
Well, really, it's just a lot of discussion, and even with the discussion, it's a lot of guesswork. It's extremely slow, probably the slowest ice we played on in a lot of years, and it takes 4 or 5 ends for it to break in, and even at that point, you still can catch a slow path. So it's a little bit of guesswork, but certainly the more discussion we have, the better. The more information we can gather, we can figure out those paths as good as we can, but it's a challenge.
And you guys had the morning and the afternoon off. How do you guys make sure that you're game ready?
Really, today it was just relaxing. We spent some time by the pool, got a nap. Yesterday was a hard day with the opening ceremonies and then 2 games back to back. We got it to the rink at 10 o'clock. We never left until 10 o'clock at night. So it was a long day on our feet. So just getting rested and having 1 game today was a benefit after yesterday for sure.
Thanks and congrats once again.
Thank you.
And as we complete the 5th session of play here at the 361 World Men's Curling Championship 2018, we thank you for watching. Join us again soon.